Hello, today is Thursday, July 2nd, 2026. Here is your daily signal.
Starting in India, according to Bloomberg, the Reserve Bank of India's latest funding rules are posing a major challenge to trading firms operating in the country's capital markets.
The RBI, which regulates market participation by setting collateral and funding requirements, is intensifying its oversight to ensure greater systemic stability. Bank guarantees have long been a mainstay for Indian trading firms to secure trades and manage their exposure to risk, but recent changes have significantly tightened these conditions, directly affecting liquidity and daily operations across the sector. Effective July 1, 2026, all bank guarantees issued to trading firms in India's capital markets must be fully backed by collateral, and at least half of that must be held in cash. Market participants have described these new RBI guidelines as a body blow to trading firms' liquidity, pointing to an immediate squeeze on operational capital and leverage. The new rules are expected to drive up capital requirements for trading firms and could lead to diminished trading volumes, while banks themselves are likely to tighten credit lines, disrupting short-term liquidity. In the months ahead, industry watchers anticipate a wave of consolidation among smaller trading firms who may not be able to adapt to the stricter collateral framework. Shifting operational costs and perceived risks may also prompt domestic and foreign investors to rethink their capital allocation strategies toward India. Turning next to the Middle East, Fortune reports that Iran has dramatically escalated military tensions in the Strait of Hormuz after a round of U.S. airstrikes, even attacking Bahrain and Kuwait and announcing the potential end of peace talks. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical choke point for petroleum, with roughly one-fifth of all globally traded crude passing through its narrow waters, so regional instability has both immediate and far-reaching consequences. Historically, incidents in this waterway have triggered oil price volatility and wider diplomatic standoffs. On June 28, 2026, Iran launched attacks on Bahrain and Kuwait in retaliation for U.S. strikes and issued warnings that peace negotiations may grind to a complete halt. In a further escalation, Iranian forces attacked commercial vessels navigating on the Omani side of the strait using a route coordinated with the United Nations. While this military brinkmanship is ongoing, Brent crude prices have actually fallen to $73 due to a global recovery in oil supplies. Markets are now more concerned about demand than outright shortages, as Business Insider notes. However, the immediate future could see repeated military confrontations and more strikes on shipping lanes, feeding price volatility and creating episodic disruptions in global crude flows. Diplomatically, the climate appears set for further deterioration, with the risk of retaliatory measures and realignments in energy market strategies as nations adapt to higher levels of uncertainty. Finally, in the race to realize next-generation computing technology, New Scientist reports that the U.S. government is taking substantial measures to accelerate the deployment of quantum computers, aiming to have a practical, working system in operation by 2028. Quantum computers exploit phenomena in quantum physics to deliver massive advances in processing power for fields such as cryptography, logistics, and materials science. National initiatives worldwide have set ambitious milestones for functional, error-corrected quantum devices, viewing early deployment as a key to long-term technological, security, and economic advantages. In the U.S., key agencies including the Department of Energy and the National Security Agency are steering public-private partnerships with technology giants such as IBM, Google, and Microsoft, while research institutions like MIT and Caltech advance the underlying science. With the U.S. government's 2026 initiative to speed up results, the global competition, especially from China and the EU, is expected to intensify, bringing surges in both public investment and private R&D. If quantum breakthroughs materialize before the decade's end, the first countries to harness these machines could enjoy critical advantages in science, national security, and economic leadership. This rapid progress will help drive innovation, but it also ushers in new questions around cybersecurity, regulatory oversight, and global coordination in the face of shifting power balances. Now, onto the markets. International stocks saw mostly declines, led by Germany with EWG dropping 0.39% and Belgium's EWK as the category's top loser. Notably, Spain showed relative resilience with EWP up 2.61% month-over-month, although the Netherlands' EWN fell by 2.90% day-over-day. Commodities were mixed today.
Gold GLD rose 0.60%, with Platinum PPLT posting the strongest gain at 1.13%, while US oil USO slumped 2.98% and marked the largest drop among energy sectors. Favorites featured strong advances, as Axon led the group with a 5.95% daily jump. Microsoft MSFD also moved up by 3.02% and Apple gained 1.73%, but Intel Inc. lagged with a notable minus 9.03% day-over-day decline. In sectors, healthcare Roman 45 increased 0.55% and finance XLF climbed 2.18%. While semiconductors stocks dropped sharply by 6.41% and clean energy QCLN slid 2.72% today. Among individual standout gainers, token CATTC surged 107%, with DSY and AGO both up over 98% today. On the losing side, Nixie warrants NIXWA fell 46.6%, INLF lost 44.9%, and ITG ended 42.8% lower. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.